Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. Let me transition over like so. Before we start the stream proper, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. One good, one not well. One okay and one not so good. So the first thing I want to talk about is yesterday I posted a blog post on my website, which you can watch. Why does YouTube always tell me when I've just gone live? I don't get that. Which you can read, sorry, not watch, by going to m4jmedia.com. It's also up on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. And it's a channel update, basically. So I've listed all the series that will be remaining on the channel, all the series that are being discontinued, and all the series that will be coming to the channel in the near future. I'm going to try and do that at least once a month, just to keep people up to date with what's going on the channel. Andy HS Leeds, good evening. What rolling stock are you using on the underground? First and foremost, welcome to the stream. Second of all, in the future we'll be using the S stock for pretty much all of the Metro. For tonight though, I don't know yet is the answer to that question. I do not know yet, so we'll have to see about that. So yeah, a little channel update went up yesterday, and it's kind of good news and it's bad news. So Factorio has been axed, so has the Gardcity project, and a lot of people don't know what the Gardcity project is, and that's part of the reason why it's been axed. And then the Somerset Hills Railway on Train Simulator has also been axed. You know, two of those series were very time consuming as they were, and you know, two of them were on games that were less than reliable, should we say. Modded Minecraft is a lot of fun to play, but getting it to work on PCs can be a lot of work as well. So those were the ones that were gone. The ones that are coming up in the future are the ones that I'm really excited about. So the Outer Worlds will be starting on the channel from next week. We've also got Football Manager that will be returning in the very near future. I actually have a plan for what I want to do this year, rather than just winging it like I've done in the past. And the other one is the return of the M4J Racing Series. Season 2 will be starting in the very near future. I'm very much looking forward to that because we've got lots of people that have signed up for it. There's a prize this time. It's not going to be improvised like it was last year. So there's some really good things to look forward to there. And then in terms of continuing series, this is one of them, but I'll talk about that in just a second because there's a little addendum that I want to make for that. What else is staying? Global Ventures is staying. I should have had the thing open in front of me. That would have been good, wouldn't it? Let me find it very quickly, because I do list them all on there. Like I said, m4jmedia.com is the place to go for all of this kind of thing. And so yeah, the ones that are staying are M4J Network, M4J Logistics, that's the one, me playing Euro Truck Sim quite badly at times, flipping trucks here, there and everywhere, and Global Ventures. So with that in mind, this is a series that is staying. However, I kind of want to ask you guys a couple of questions very quickly, and I'm going to try and avoid ranting about it. I'm just going to be, you know, just asking questions. The first thing is, tonight's stream was delayed by a couple of hours. That was due to unforeseen circumstances. You know, I've posted it in the chat here, and hopefully you guys all saw that. I was considering posting it on social media as well, but chances are, if you were going to watch the stream, you would join the stream at the right time, see the chat, and then go, okay, I'll come back in a couple of hours. That's fine. But the thing that's annoyed me a little bit is I said, you know, if anyone joins the chat, sees the stream isn't live, and just wants to stay in chat, because I had the stream open, and you can see I've been typing messages in it for the last couple of hours, that would have been absolutely fine. You know, that would have been the preferred thing, in all honesty. So the question I want to ask is, why is it when I set up all these things so that people can chat, ask questions and everything like that, why is it no one uses them? And you know, what I mean by that is, it's not very often that you get a YouTube channel where they actually set up, you know, a Discord at this stage, and a Reddit community, you know, social media so that you can get in touch, comment section, live streams, all that kind of thing. So why is it when I do it, no one uses it? It's baffling and it's really frustrating. So the stream tonight was meant to start at 7. We're just coming up to 9 now, and we're just getting started. And again, I say it's due to unforeseen circumstances. Stuff came up today that I couldn't avoid, so I had to postpone the stream for a couple of hours while I sorted all that out. Doesn't mean that you guys have to disappear and come back in 2 hours' time. You can sit and chat in the stream, and I'll reply to it as and when I can. That's kind of the point I was making, was, stay, chat, create a community. Because the thing is, I'm really considering taking this series back to just making videos again. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm a bit fed up of these streams. It's great in theory, and we all say the same thing. Streaming's good because you get live feedback from your audience. But that's only when your audience are bothered to actually offer feedback. A lot of the time when I do these streams, people just sit in silence for 2 hours, and it's just not fun. So a lot of what I'm doing on the channel now, the reason I did the channel update, the reason why I'm shaking things up, is because I want to make the channel more interesting to new people, as well as existing subscribers. And part of that is knowing when to end something that clearly isn't drawing in the views that it used to. Now this series is drawing in the views. It's the most popular series on the channel. So I want to keep that going. But each week, the video gets watched 150 odd times, and yet when I stream it live, only 2-3 people join the chat, and then out of those 2 or 3 people, only one of them really talks throughout the whole 2 hours. And it's just not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. And I've said this a few times in the past, and people have said, oh no, please keep it going. But then very quickly it goes back to being unsustainable. And I don't, I'm not saying the series is ending, but what I am saying is the reasons given for why streaming is better than making videos aren't happening. So people say, it's great that you can chat to your audience while you're streaming. And I do chat to my audience. Problem is, my audience doesn't chat back. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is we're not attracting new viewers still. And that's probably the big one for me, is we're not attracting new viewers. It's the same people every week, and of those people, as I say, 3 people join, 2 people talk, or 2 people join, 1 person talks, and it's boring is the word. It's boring, and I hate using that word, but it is boring. So things need to change, I would say, if we're going to keep this series going. But that's not for me. That's not for me to do. That's for you guys to help me with. And it's little things as well, like the Discord just isn't getting used. The Reddit community just isn't getting used. The website, I haven't checked my analytics on the website yet, but I don't think they're very good. I can hazard a guess at that. I post pretty regular updates on all things going on, and no one really reads them or replies to them. There's a comment section below all my blog posts. No one uses them. There's a comment section now below all my videos. No one uses them. It's just really frustrating, and I'm not really sure why no one's using these things, because as soon as these things go, suddenly everyone wants to chat again, and then when they're here, no one uses them. So I genuinely don't get it. So this is me sort of venting a little bit, and I like to be open and honest with people as much as possible when it comes to the channel, because I don't just want to decide one day, that's it, this series is stopping, and then not actually tell anyone, because that's not exactly fair. But at the same time, I've asked the question a few times if people want the series to continue or not, and people say they do, and then they don't do anything to help with the series. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there. Really, I'm just putting it out there. I'd like things to change. I'd like things to become more engaging again. And I will also say, because I know there's people out there who don't find it easy to just chat in a stream like this for various reasons, and I totally understand that. But what I will say to those people is, in this instance, just do it. Worst thing that will happen is I'll say hi back. No one's going to have a go at you for saying hi. No one's going to have a go at you for anything, hopefully, on here. And if they do, I'll deal with it, believe me. But this is supposed to be a community. It's supposed to be created to find like-minded people so that we can all share our interests together. And that's why it's really disappointing that no one's using it, because I have viewers I know who are in that position. They struggle to find people who have the same interests as them, and this is supposed to be the solution to that problem, and yet no one uses it. No one talks. We have a live stream right now. I have a live view count. I know how many people are here, and no one's even said hi yet. Well, actually, that's a lie. Andy said hi. No one else has said hi. And this week is a bit different, I understand, because this week we're starting a lot later than usual. But this stream will turn into a video by the end of tonight as well. And I'd like to see the comment section used. That's the thing. I'd like to see it used. I'd like to see it used correctly, but I'd still like to see it used. And it's little things like every week now I say, if you have any ideas for future episodes, be sure to comment them below. No one does. I say if you have any ideas for the series, post them on Reddit. No one does. Contact me on Discord if you ask any questions. And I know people have questions because people do ask me. But whenever I say it, like, contact me on Reddit, email me, do this, do that. I've set this whole system up to make it as easy for you guys as possible. Because I know what it's like. Sometimes things are inconvenient. So I want it to be as convenient and as easy as possible. And yet no one uses it. And it's just that thing of, if you don't want it, I'll take it away. That's fine. I can save on resources. But I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is people do want it and they just don't know how to use it. So, Reddit's there for a reason. Any ideas that you have related to the M4J network, you can post it on my Reddit community. That's absolutely fine. If you go on my Discord and join that, first of all, you'll be more than welcome. Anyone's allowed to join my Discord. The link is in the description of all my videos on all my series. So feel free to join the Discord. Put a little hi message in the main hub. Everyone will say hi back. And take part in the community. Take part in the conversation. Be part of it. That's what it's all about. It's being part of something. And offer ideas. There's no such thing as a bad idea. It's one of the things I campaign for in XVI as well. There's no such thing as a bad idea, only bad execution. And let's get this going. Let's actually get this momentum going again. Because as I say, right now I'm really tempted to end the streaming in this series and just go back to making videos. Because then I can do it in my own time. I don't have to spare 2 hours a week. I can record videos whenever I'm able to, edit them whenever I'm able to, upload them whenever I'm able to. Because that's basically where we're at now. I'm basically doing a 2-hour video and you're just watching the behind the scenes of it being recorded. That's no fun. It's no fun. And like I said, people talk about the streaming and how it's great because they can get their opinion across nice and quick, and yet no one actually does. Hey Tom, yeah, I started a little bit early. I thought, why not? I was sitting at my desk watching the timer tick down. So people should get notified whenever I go live. If they've set the notification up, they'll get notified. But yeah, anyone who's missed the opening few minutes of this stream, go back and watch the video when it gets posted on YouTube, because there's a lot of stuff here that I want people to hear. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. And I get a lot of weeks now where I just want to shake things up and do things different. And I think I'll be doing that a lot more on this channel in the future. And part of the reason for the update yesterday was, if things stay the same as they are now, then more and more series will get cut, and I'll be doing more and more new series on the channel. So I don't want to make things too mixed up, because that's not how you get your audience either. But at the same time, I don't want to keep doing something that clearly no one wants me to do. So we'll see with this one. We'll do this week, we'll do next week, and then we'll evaluate. Because I think next week is the 5th week since my last break, so I think that will be when it's time for another week off, and I'll evaluate then. But as I say, right now I have a feeling this is going to go back to making videos and not streaming. I might stream other videos, or other series instead, kind of make up for it. But this is a regular thing, clearly isn't working because it's just not getting the interest that I think it deserves. And those that do join just don't talk, and it's so frustrating. What is the point of going into a live stream if you're not going to talk? I just don't understand it. Do not understand it. Anyway, now that's out of the way, we're going to be doing 4 things tonight. 2 of which are construction based, 2 of which are train based. Oh, I will have one more little thing before I start the stream proper. When I do these little speeches like this, I'm not saying it for the fun of it. I'm not saying it just to generate controversy or whatever. I'm kind of doing it to provoke a reaction. So, as I say, if you want the series to stay in its current form, there's 2 things you can do. The first one is tell me, so I know. The second thing is show it. So if I'm asking people to get involved in the chat, get involved in the chat. If I'm asking people to use the Discord and the Reddit, do it. If you're able to, do it. There's no excuse as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, be the reaction. Be the reaction. If you want the series to stay, you know what to do. Right, yes. So, the first thing we're going to be doing is building a new Gardcity Metro / overground line west from Gardcity Great Winfield Airport through motorway median. You can see I've already started that. So here's Gardcity Great Winfield Airport West Terminal. There's East Terminal over there. This line down this way splits Charwood, is it? Chewwood. I think there is a Charwood somewhere over there. This is all going to get rebuilt. The reason is, I think the overground is actually going to separate. So this station here, Flarfingford Docks, might upgrade it or downgrade it to a 2 platform again. I don't know. The other thing I was thinking was just having them. Actually, no, I do want the metro to spread all the way over to the airport. But doing something with this so that when we get to Chewwood here, first of all, Chewwood is completely isolated from the rest of the surrounding towns because of the railway, so we want to correct that. So I think Chewwood Station is actually going to be moved to the north side. We're then going to get rid of Little Proningwell Metro and probably Slinnington Metro as well. And we're going to reprofile, so the overground will branch off this way to Little Proningwell. I was about to say, why are they both called Little Proningwell? That's got Metro in the name. And then the Metro line will tunnel underneath the town to over here somewhere and then join up with the line again over here. So actually I think we'll start by redoing this first. Yep, news on high speed 2. Go for it. I say, let's get conversation going. Don't be put off by the fact that I'm very outspoken in general. Don't be put off by that. Use it as a catalyst. I want people to talk. That's the simple thing. I want people to talk. I want people to use the channel for what it was intended for, which was to build a community. So sitting there in silence just kind of results in the solution that I don't think anyone actually wants. Whereas being active is a much better solution. I think I might build Chewwood Station here, actually. Outside the town. Which might seem a bit counterintuitive, but you see how small the town is now because of all this bulldozing. And yes, I'm bulldozing again, I know. But create a lot of green space that we can then grow the town back into. That's not a bad idea. So I think the junction's going to be a little bit like this. There's literally no point in doing that, is there? There isn't doing that one though. But yeah, I'm waiting to see what this high-speed 2 news is. Did I say what the rest of this episode was going to be? I don't think I did. So yeah, we're going to build this new Metro and OverGround connection. The next thing we're going to do is reprofile the Metro around Grondingbury, and I'll talk you through that more in just a second. To do with, I think it was on a stream, it might have been in a video, where I passed over, what am I looking for? No, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for rural. That's what I want. I was passing over the metro lines in the north of the city, and I suddenly realised that actually they're in a pretty lousy... Why can't I build a station there? Yeah, I can build a station there. Oh, there's the stream buffering. That's not good. Hopefully it's not. Oh, really? Is... Oh, 4's the limit. Oh, damn. Okay, we'll do it in 2 lots of 2 then. With the one in the middle. Yeah, so I was scanning around the city, and I came to that bit of the metro, and I realised that it looked awful as it was. So I came up with an idea to change the layout of the tracks slightly to make it a little easier to navigate. So we're going to be doing that at some point as well. I just want to check what's going wrong with the video quality. Give me just a second. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What the hell does that mean? I haven't tweaked any settings as far as I'm aware. I think YouTube's talking through its arse is the problem. What was I doing? That was what I was doing. The independent review is set to recommend that HS2 is built in full, despite the cost rises, saying economic benefits will be huge. It believes the railway is value for money and there's no alternative. Yeah, the article I read was along those lines. The one I read said, I think it was Transport for the North commissioned it or something. I can't remember the exact details. It's not really important. What is important though is the fact that they said that there's no point doing the Northern Powerhouse project if High Speed 2 is cancelled, because they're mutually exclusive projects. One has to be done in order to benefit the other. And I like that. That's exactly the kind of thing you want to hear on things like this, because there's so many people keep going on about it's a white elephant, it's a white elephant, and yet actually it's not a white elephant. It's incredibly valuable to the economic future of the country, and it's not a vanity project, as people keep saying as well. It's far more important than what people give it credit for, in all honesty. So yeah, I really hope they just say screw it and go ahead with it, because if they cancel it now, what a waste. We've said this before, but yeah, it would be catastrophic if they cancelled it. Right, so this is the new Cheward station, which means we can get rid of the old Cheward station. Now, fear not, I have a plan for what to do with this line. I'm doing a really bad job of showing. Right, so we got the 2 lines coming in. This one and this one, and if we drop you, we can do that. So this line is going to be gotten rid of. This line is going to be gotten rid of. Cheward West is still going to exist, but it's going to become a metro only station. Does this line up? That is an accidental win, if ever I saw one. There we go. Perfect. So now you go there, you go there. Tunnel, tunnel. Actually, hang on. There we go. And tunnel, tunnel. There we are. So now we can get rid of all these excess tracks. So yeah, here's the first test of viewer engagement. As Andy asked earlier on in the stream, what stock are we going to use for Metro services? Bearing in mind we are currently in the era that this network is set currently is sort of late 80s, early 90s, and we're mostly using like repurposed stock. That's why we're using trains that were built in the 1960s and before. So bear that in mind when I say, what kind of trains do you want to see running on the Gardcity Metro when it first starts? Full steam ahead, it looks like it. This is the report said to go to the DFT commission by the PM. Oh, we are buffering now, are we? How do I don't actually know what that means. It's not receiving enough video. Like, I've got it streaming 6,000 kilobits per second. All the default settings. The video quality is set the same as normal, 30 FPS. I don't get it. Let me know if it keeps buffering. I might have to restart the stream, which is less than ideal. Again, it's little things like that that piss me off, because people don't necessarily know the amount of work that goes into just getting a stream live a lot of the time, and then it's even more disheartening when you put all that work in and you're really looking forward to starting the stream and then just no one turns up. It's just, yeah, it's one of those things. And I see it's not just me that reacts like that. There's a lot of streamers now that, you know, everyone says they go insane, like they rant on stream, but to be honest, it's normally the culmination of a lot of things that have built up over a long period of time, and then it all just comes to a head at just the wrong moment. And the worst thing you can do though in those situations is patronize that person. You don't just say things like, "Oh, you need to take a break," things like that, because it's not the break that's necessary. It's people sort of waking up and realizing why these things are happening, rather than just reacting to the aftermath, as it were. That's what frustrates me about it anyway. Some people don't like taking breaks. Some people like just working. Okay, so the little Proningwell Metro is going to be moved to there. All this big open space that you see here, this is all going to get replaced with town. So that's where the regrowth is going to come from. Same with Chewwood. Chewwood is going to be completely regrown. And all this bit, which is Phenom, which is down here, we're going to demolish all of this bit of Phenom, and we're going to hope that Chewwood expands out to fill the void. That is the plan. Yeah, we'll destroy the forest. Yeah, we're working in quite tight spaces at the moment. Are we still buffering, or are we okay now? I've not got the warning anymore, so I'm hoping we're okay. Do you know what? I might actually. Again, it looks really bad when I demolish everything, but what I was going to do was raise the land up all along here. Get rid of these two bridges because we don't need them anymore. What was that notification I got just now? Was it a goal? Oh no. Oh, it was a goal. 6-0. Nice. It's always good to see the big wins. Seems to be okay. Alright, good stuff. Cheers, guys. I'm doing it again. Doubting myself. So here's what I want to do here. I want to lower this. have to remove a little bit of road to do this. Like that. And then from here, I want to go straight across to over here. And then, oopsie doodle, do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do that. Tunnel, tunnel. Own goal. Yeah, so 6-0 though. Pretty bloody good. I said to Ben earlier I wanted a 5-0. So, I've pretty much got that. I wonder what the record is for an England win. We must be getting close to it now. Okay, so we do have a few conflicting movements here. So metro trains will come up through the middle, probably into this platform, and then will depart, crossing over the overground. So I might come up with a solution like this somehow. So if I move these tracks over like that, then I might be able to build a little flyover over the metro. That's the plan. We'll do it. I mean, as I say, this is basically what tonight's stream was going to be, was just doing little fixes around the city like this. Getting everything all hunky-dory again, because we're in a position now where we want to be starting to run all the metros, all of the overground, pretty much everything around Gardcity. We want to get it running now, and you know, we're in a position almost where we can do that. That one down, that one up. There we go. Okay, so you go there, and then you go there, you go there. Personally, I think High Speed 2 and NPR will transform rail 18 trains per hour into Euston, 13 to Birmingham, and the spare capacity on the West Coast and East Coast main lines. Yeah. Like all the journey time improvements, people mock them. They say things like, oh, I can get to Birmingham 13 minutes faster and things like that. But actually, you won't be getting to Birmingham 13 minutes faster. You'll be getting there like an hour faster. Because there'll be more regular trains, first and foremost. They'll be running a lot faster. And because your train is no longer running on the West Coast main line, it's running on its own dedicated main line, you won't have to worry about delays either. Either causing them or being affected by them. As I've always said, the people that campaign against HS2 are the same people that campaign that the services on the West Coast main line need to be improved. So this is the solution. Alright, we'll build a little bunny hop there. And we'll do that. Okay, so metro trains can still use this line down towards the airport, but the majority of them, I think, will go... Actually, no, because... Well, this is where planning comes in, and we'll be doing the planning a little bit later on. I'm actually going to do this and this. Like that. These are going to be signalled. I think that'll do for that bit. Some of these stations are going to get rebuilt as well to make them look a little bit nicer. Hello, hi Atlant. Welcome to the stream. Always nice to see new faces here. Greetings from the UK back to Russia. Okay, this is New Cheward. Cheward West is going to be built down here. And I just talked about avoiding the dumb staggered platforms, but I'm about to build another one. So maybe they're unavoidable. And you go there, you go there. Oh wait, these are very staggered. Actually, no, I'll just leave them as they were, thinking about it. Right, hang on. So you're going to go like this. Then we'll have that. Then we'll have that. And then we'll have this one there. You're going to go like that. Then we're going to have that. Actually, let's have the building first. Then we'll have that. Then we'll have that. Even if a train is late, it can catch up because the running speed is 200 and 225 is the speed if a train is late. Similar to High Speed 1, which is 125 mph for regular services on Southeastern and 140. It's 140 all the way along, I thought. 250 mph is the design speed for HS2. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Transport Tycoon was such a big part of my childhood. So I can definitely relate. Just realised actually, yeah, this gives us a good opportunity to connect up Preefingfield East to the Metro. So let's get rid of Preefingfield Station. And we'll build Preefingfield East. Let's just have a look at the signal distances. Okay. So you're going to be Preefingfield East. 2 and 3 and 4. And then Lombberg Central is going to stay. Phenom, I think, is going to move slightly south. I think Phenom's going to move to here. And 4. And then 2. 3 and 4. Okay, something like this. It's kind of what I envisaged. Thank you for the sub. That's always appreciated. We're getting very, very close to 1,000 subs now as well, which is another reason I had my little thing at the start. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Be sure to watch the video when it goes live. I'll be scheduling it, so it won't go live tonight. It'll probably go live tomorrow, like midday UK time. So I'm going to try and schedule them from now on so that it's a little bit more organised. I think it's only 2 away now, George. The stats that you guys see aren't always the most up to date, so I think it's 4 now. Not 4. I think it's 2 now. It would help if I remembered what I was saying. I might be wrong though. Anyway, we're getting close. That's the main thing. We're getting close, so it's very exciting. So yeah, let's build the rest of these stations. So I need the Metro station. There we go. It's your just little Proningwell Metro, which might get renamed. It'll probably get renamed. Something nicer than just that. We'll put some trees there. Yeah, it is too. Cool. Don't expect huge sudden changes, by the way, when we do hit 1,000, because I've seen a lot of people talking about that on Reddit. Like some channels, the nanosecond they hit 1,000 subs, it's quick, bang, adverts everywhere. It won't be that. As I said, the money really isn't worth changing absolutely everything and risking upsetting my viewers. That's not what I'm going to be doing. What I will be doing though is some videos may have an advert run at some point. I'll try and make it as unobtrusive as possible. So it'll be like a banner advert, or there might be an advert at the end of the video rather than at the start. Little tweaks like that, just to help things tick over a little bit. The goal really is to earn enough money to make the website pay for itself, and then everything else is pretty much covered, so I'm not too fussed. Because I don't want to be one of those people that just instantly sells out and, you know, it's all adverts from here on. I really want to avoid that if I can. Was there another station somewhere? Yeah, Slinington that I removed. I'll put that back in. Is that another goal I just got notified about? Alright, hi Atlant, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the subscribe as well, always appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so I think this bit is done now. I think it's rebuilt. I think I'm quite happy with this. I did signal that, didn't I? Yeah, good. Right. So all of this empty space here, we're going to fill now with roads. And we're going to encourage Chewwood to regrow. Whoops. NPR requires a new city centre station in Liverpool because Lime Street can't cope. Problem is, where would it go? Liverpool Central, maybe? I'm not sure what, because oh god, it's been years since I went to Liverpool. Liverpool Central does still exist in terms of Merseyrail, but I don't know what state it's in above ground. It probably couldn't be converted now, it's probably a bit late, but iffy, I say. Do it, do it, do it. In fact, I'll grab the article in a second, because it talked about the number of jobs that would be created by both High Speed 2 and Northern Powerhouse, as well as some of the economic benefits that these places would receive as well. And I think that's what's starting to swing people now, is there are economic benefits. It's not, you know, it's not BS. There's a lot of money to be made on these projects. It looks like we might be buffering again. I'm not sure what I can do about that, unfortunately. I hope it hasn't frozen. Liverpool Central is good for connections. One suggestion is exchange near Moorfields. Buffering again, yeah. How feasible? Hang on a second, I think I know what one of the problems is. Let's try that. Someone in the rail forums claimed rail travel has not grown much in the last decade. Oh dear. Oh dear. The worst bit is, I think I know where they're getting their facts from. And to an extent, they're kind of right. Yeah, what I was going to ask was, I wonder how feasible it is to have Northern Powerhouse go to Liverpool South Parkway instead, and then use the existing infrastructure to travel onwards into the centre of Liverpool. I don't know how feasible that would be. Probably not very feasible. Because Merseyrail's getting all new trains soon, so they should be able to cope. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just connect it up here. Okay, Now what I'm going to do is go through all of these bits and remove Phenom. I think we'll go as far as here. Actually, we need to go up to the Metro, don't we? Because this is Chewwood West. So Chewwood West kind of still needs to be in Chewwood. There we go. And now we'll select Chewwood, local authority, fund new buildings. We'll do the same thing here. How much does this cost, by the way? Okay, we've got enough money. And then Slinington, we could probably do something similar in the future as well. Alright, problem sort of solved. I might restart the stream. If you guys hold fire for a second, I'm going to go and see if I can fix this buffering problem. Or do I? It seems to have fixed itself. I'll keep an eye on it. If it does it again, I'll restart the stream. How about that? Okay, so I don't think we need to redo this bit of the station now because we've fixed it over here. Do you know what? I spent so long looking at this thinking it wouldn't be possible to fix. I seem to have accidentally fixed it, so I'm not too bad. I'm not too upset by that. Excuse me, taking a drink. Yeah, I did say South Parkway. That might be when it was buffering, but yeah, take passengers to Liverpool South Parkway instead, and then use Merseyrail and National Rail to carry them into Liverpool. I think that's a good solution. Oh, it is 7-0. Tammy Abraham, yes. Oh, I'm pleased for him. Is that his first goal for England? I think it might be. I realise I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but yeah, big England fans, all of us, aren't we? Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with this. So we can move on now. Because over here, we've got this new line that I started building. So this new line is going to tunnel under these, and then it's going to tunnel under these. Then it's going to travel along here to here, and then it's going to bridge up and over. Now the question is, how much further is it going to go? It might just end up terminating down here at Garninghead Cross. But then I did talk about connecting up some of these places as well. So we could do like a little spider's web. So we'd have like a hub station here at Wenfingwell, and then we'll have one line come up here to connect with this line at Safingly, and then the other one turn south and maybe connect over here at Neffingberg Springs. How does that sound? This will mainly be for overground trains. I think the Metro will terminate at the hub station that we'll be building. So let's say we tunnel under here. We come out here. Yeah, Abraham's first goal for England. I'm pleased for him. I really like Abraham. When he first went out on loan at Bristol City, I thought he looked promising. So I'm really pleased that it's starting to happen for him now. Is that another goal? Oh, result. There you go then. I only missed 2 goals. I'm not too upset by that. No, actually, I'm wasting money here. Let's put this back in. Oh, that's so expensive. So expensive. You can see up here, by the way. Again, I'll move it in the centre so you can see it properly. The money issue is still... It's going down still. So we're almost at the monthly rate that it was. And this is a yearly. So it's 52 trillion a year. It used to be 31 trillion a month. So we're almost there. We are almost there. We're so close. But it's still an issue. So we do still need to work on getting that resolved. But I'm less inclined to say it's a bug with the game now. I'm more inclined to say that it's a bug with this particular Not so much patch pack, but something in the finances still doesn't quite feel right. So hopefully that can get resolved still. I think if we build a station here like this, I'm just trying to think. Let's build stairs going up, and then signs, and then some just generic shelters. And then these. Playing a bit of City Skylines while watching this. That's cool. As long as the chat is engaged in what I'm doing, I don't mind if you're watching stuff in the background or playing stuff in the background. It's not for me to say otherwise. Okay, so these center platforms are going to be for terminating trains from both directions, and then the outer platforms are going to be for through services in both directions. But I'm kind of making this up as I go along right now. I think we're going to do it like this. Whoop. Didn't need to do that at all. There we go. So this line is going to turn south here, and it's going to do like a U shape. So it'll bridge over here, it'll go through Little Slinging Head, and then it will turn and connect up. It might even, maybe not. I was about to say it might connect up with west, but I think it will be east. It might even go over the line and around. And then the other one is pretty much going to stay going straight through here, and then it will turn. But before I do that, I'm just going to very quickly amend this. So I don't even know what the speed limits are going to be through here yet. Probably 40 miles an hour. Like a nice middle ground between overground and metro. And then like 20 miles an hour in big stations like this. But Garning Head Cross is going to have a couple of stations. First one is going to be actually right here before the tunnels. And then the next one is going to be right in the center of town here. And then I don't think we need any more. I think 2 should be enough. That's 5, isn't it? We only need 4, so we'll do that. Dirt and dirt. Metro. So you're going to go there. You're going to go there, and then we'll have big trees. Make it look very nice. Okay, and then on the outskirts here, I think we'll just go with a simple island platform. And something like this. I think that looks good. And then in terms of stations along the way, let's signal it first, and then we can chat about that. I think one more station along the way, because we're out in the sticks now, so we're not going to have like a station every 200 meters or anything. So I think one here maybe, and then one here. That's like a bus station interchange. I think that'll work. So we'll build this one. Just do it at the other end. Basically, if we turn this into a road bridge that goes across, so again, this green area here is probably going to get filled up with town at some point. So we might as well capitalize on that. 2, and then something like this. In fact, these need to be 5, not 4. I mean, the trains are only 4. Even the overground trains we're using are only 4. But then if we upgrade to the capital, I suppose we could do the 4-car capital stars. Yeah, we'll do this. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. We can always improvise. You need to be that one. You need to be that one. And then sign. And then shelters of some kind. There we go. Alright. And then yeah, this tunnel can always be shortened by 1 tile if we have to make this station longer. Same here, we can always, you know, just bulldoze a little bit of building. This one's already 5, so I don't need to worry about this. You're then going to cut across like that. Name line stations which you think should reopen and why. No idea. Don't know enough about the subject, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a good discussion. That's the thing. It's a good discussion point. The problem is, where I live at least, we don't have many closed stations and lines. The only one I can think of is... yeah. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this conversation. Because there is a line near me, the old... I think it used to run between Luton and Hatfield. And there's also one that ran between St Albans and Hatfield. And the St Albans to Hatfield one is now closed. The Luton one, I can't remember what happened to that. It might even be the same one, I don't know. But the Hatfield to St Albans one, at one point, the line between Watford Junction and St Albans Abbey, there was a proposal to convert it into light rail and then reconnect it to Hatfield. And I don't think that's really been done. Because, I mean, St Albans is a city. People forget that a lot of the time. St Albans is a city, but it's a very small one. And I don't think there's that many light rail outside of major cities. And that's around the world, really, not just here in the UK. But that's an interesting one. I think one of the other proposals is to rebuild it as a double track. Watford Junction to St Albans Abbey. Rebuild that as double track and run more regular services. But the light rail idea I was a big fan of. So that would be my one. It's not so much reopening old stations necessarily, but it is repurposing an old line. Because it's a bit unloved, that line. And it would kind of make Hatfield Station a bit more important as well, because it's, you know, we're on the East Coast Main Line. We get a lot of regular services, but the station itself is a bit small for what it is. So it kind of encouraged people to get their act together and do something about Hatfield Station as well. So yeah, that's my answer. Beyond that, I really don't know enough about the subject, unfortunately, to be able to form a proper opinion. I'd say we're quite fortunate, Randy. We don't have many closed railways. Grimsby to Skegness and Peterborough. Yeah. Oh, the old interurban. Was it Immingham? I think it was the Immingham Light Railway, I think it was called. That reopening would be interesting, but again, that's more of like a touristy thing these days rather than a hardcore railway reopening. My problem with a lot of these is, like, my personal opinion is, let's bring back some stuff that was closed down, but unless it's economically viable, it just won't work. And it's that argument of head versus heart. Should we extend to Gronston? I think Gronston might be a little too far. I think we should just come up here to Safingly, because we've got the bus here at Safingly as well, even though it's not really used. So I think we'll do a little bit of land clearing here. So I think this here would be Safingly Station. That one. Yeah, the thing with buses though is buses are only good while the road's good, and as soon as the road gets bad, you know, buses get caught up in traffic, which, you know, doesn't happen with railways. But as I say, it's very much a matter of, if it's not economically viable, then don't do it. Unless you form it as like a community railway and run it on like a charity. I kind of feel like we've got enough of that in the country now. If something's to be reopened now, it should be as a national rail thing, and not just as a tourist heritage railway or a charity. Okay. Oops. Actually, yeah, I should probably do this. Not that. What am I doing? This. With that. I'm confusing myself now. Okay. That's what we need to do. Oh, I was watching a least used station video the other day, and it was on the Bedford to Bletchley line, and there's talk there about reopening a station to serve a retail park. So that might be good. I can't remember the name of it right now, but anyone who goes and watches that, you'll see it. That'd be a good idea. Little things like that. I think that's one of the best things that's happened to Bicester, is Bicester Village opening, because the station was pretty much run down and going to be closed, and now it's, you know, a major stop on the what route is it? I know it's served by Chiltern. Yeah, the point is, you know, little things like that. If you've got a retail park, try and have a train serving it. They're extending the Metro link to the Trafford Centre as part of improving transport in and around Manchester. I've got a frog in my throat now. It's really annoying. Excuse me a second. I'm just going to clear my throat. Alright, that's better. Okay, this line is done. Now we can do the line this way. Then we can move on to the next part of the stream. Should I build this straight out to start with? I probably should. So we're going to have a station. I think what we'll do is we'll get rid of this, and we'll build the metro next to the river. Kind of like that. and then we'll bridge over. So we'll have a station just before the bridge, and then probably a station just after it. We'll go with something quite grand looking here. The line I suggested used to run from Grimsby down the east coast via Halton, Lechlade, Louth and Skegness. It actually provided a more direct route to London from the town, but was axed in 1970. Is it economically viable though? Like, the communities that it would serve, do they have bus links? Do they have car links? Is it near a major motorway? Otherwise it's the same problem as what I suggested. No one will use it for that reason. Let's do that. Okay, let's go with something really nice looking like that. Modern suspension bridge. That's pretty grand. This is the Grand Canal as well, isn't it? Yeah, so it bridges over that. We'll have to remove the oil rigs. It's really annoying that these keep popping up. I've turned off industry spawning now, so this shouldn't happen again. But they're really ugly, in all honesty. Okay, we are kind of cutting the town in half here, but what was that? Oh, that was the quarry, wasn't it? How are we doing for money? We're okay. I might just do it to Neffingberg Springs West. Mind you, no, I can do it to both, actually. So what we could do then is just run the metro tracks, overground tracks, whatever tracks, like this. Something like that. This station's going to be a bit more modest than the one we've got on the other side. So this is going to be a probably just a 2-track platform. What am I looking for? Probably this. That. Stairs, very important. And then dispatch cabin. The route in Grimsby is now a major road called Peaks Railway. Well, there's Exhibit A as to why it might be difficult to reopen. I suppose another one, I mean technically it's in the process now, but the Varsity line is another one I'd add to the list. The old east-west rail link, because that will help a lot of people. Like for me, if I wanted to go from where I live now to, let's say, Bedford, I'd have to go into London and out again, or north to Peterborough and then across that way and then south. Whereas if they rebuilt the Varsity line, I'd only have to go as far north as Stevenage, and then I can change onto a train there that would take me to Bedford. I'd say that's worth it for me. More than worth it for me. Are these connected? Yeah. So we'll do this. Convert you. Convert you. Convert you. Does that mean this one? Oh, there isn't one there. There is now. And we'll put you there like that. So Neffingberg Springs West can now also exist. Island platforms. One, two, three. Let's do this. 4 and where are we? 5. And then we'll have a station here at New Slillinghall, right on the river's edge. Let's use this type. And then we'll have one on this side, right on the river's edge. Okay. This bit of the metro is done. The route would link places which are quite dense between Grimsby and Louth. Then the route is quite sparse and could connect to the existing Skegness line. How long's the distance? Because again, it might be a candidate for like a light rail tram train type thing. There's some signals here that would need reprogramming. I'll probably do those once we actually start running trains. One suggestion may be to divert the line in Grimsby to run from Great Coats and run on the west side, allowing a train to run from Cleethorpes from Grimsby Town. See, the problem with that, well, sorry, there isn't a problem. I keep saying the problem with that. That's not what I mean at all. My issue with that is I don't know Grimsby. I've never been to Grimsby. So these are probably very good, valid points, but I just don't know the town well enough to know, you know, if that is a good thing or not. I'm going to assume that it is. I think all communities need to be connected by rail, one way or another. Rail is a really good way to encourage people to get out of their cars. And particularly at the moment, there's big campaigns regarding the environment. So it's worth, any alternative options are worth looking into. Rail is a big part of that. Okay, so over here, this is the next bit. So let's tick off the first bit of the episode. We're done. Now we're going to reprofile the metro lines around Gondingbury. And I kind of had to guess that we were talking about the right place. Yeah, Gondingbury's here. So here's a metro line, Gondingbury Main Line Station. And what happens here is this line then goes underneath the main lines here and then continues this way towards Plintbridge. Meanwhile, there's a line here that goes through Gondingbury Central that then goes down this way, connects up with the overground here and then runs up towards Flaham. The thing I suggested way back when was, why not have this line turn east and head towards Plintbridge, and then have this line just cross underneath or cross over the top of the main line here and connect up with Rutway and then continue on down towards Flaham. So then Flaham gets directly connected with GSE, and then there's another way that you can then take to go from GSG, which is over here. You can then go on this metro line which goes up and over all of this stuff. These turns here are really not good. I might have to reprofile this a little bit. I also don't know why I've got that. Probably for speed limit purposes. And then, yeah, it will continue along this way, and then, where are we? At Gondingbury, it will then join up with this line and head towards Flaham. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Also, not Flaham, sorry, Plintbridge. Also, this line is going to be cut a little bit short, because currently it runs all the way over here to Gunway Bridge. We might still do that, actually. Just thinking, because Gunway Bridge is kind of like the major interchange now between north, south and east, west, particularly when Centre Rail is concerned. So you've got Gunway Bridge here, and then you've got Plenfing Bridge Tunnel over here, which again might end up having its own metro line built to it. I mean, it kind of does have a metro line built to it, to be fair. So we won't need to worry about that. Anyway, let's do this. So, first things first, let's do the above ground one. So you're going to get cut short like this. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get bulldozed. All of this is going to get bulldozed. And I think what I'm actually going to do is tunnel underneath the existing tracks. So this is where we're joining up to. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is bring this up to ground level. Reason being is this, and this are all going to get cut back. And then that. I think there's a signal here. We're going to move this one back. You're going to move across like this. And then let's get rid of these roads as well, actually, because we don't need these. So you're going to go up, and you're going to go up. And then I think these are going to be relatively uniform. So it's going to be that, and that, and that. No, dumb. Because the other thing that's going to happen is this is going to go up. Except that's going to have to be on the other side. Oh, this is tricky. Okay, so I'm going to do this with just normal railway first. To make sure that it all fits. Also, these tunnels are so unnecessary. In fact, this whole thing here is unnecessary now as well. So we're probably going to have to move all this back as well. So the plan here is to have this go straight out like this, and then go underneath like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this. So then remove that. Although this is all going to be flat, isn't it? It's alright, we'll just say that's marking the spot. Because yeah, you're going to go up like this. So then you're going to connect to that one. 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 And then all of this underneath is going to be returned to ground level, including this bit. There we go. Right, so you're going to go up to there. Don't think we're going to have any new stations or anything on this section. I think it's pretty much all going to stay as is. And then, yeah, you're just going to wrap around this bit and then connect up like so. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. And then on this side of things, flatten all that, so this can all regrow. This station here, Gondingbury North, is going to be wiped off the map. But in response to that, this is going to get changed slightly. So I think here I'm going to go back to tunneling underground again, sure. But I think to get there, what I'm going to do is cut all this. Like this. And like this. So this is going to be probably just this. Something nice and plain and boring. There we are. And done. So again, without suffocating all these towns now, we've got all this green space that it can all grow into, so it should look really good. Let's make these 5. I think we made them 7 over here. I mean, it shouldn't matter too much because we're not going to have trains running that regularly. About 37.8 miles, so 38 miles. That could be a tram train. Could be. Alright. So we need to name these lines again. Really should be a Patreon thing though. So I'm going to call this bit done as well. And actually, again, there's this bit here to plan out new services along the Gardcity commuter belt. But that really doesn't fit in with what we're doing. So I'm going to move that to next week. We will do it. One day we will do it. I'll explain why I'm not so keen to do it right now, though. Basically, the trains between Gardcity and Drentborn have started. Not all of them yet, but the majority of them, well, 2 of them, have started now. So I'll show you those. If I open up this one. So this is a semi-fast service. I think I've got it down as express, but it's technically semi-fast. So the one above it, this one here, is Gardcity St Mark, Tarnway in Funston, Waterside Airport, Drentborn Radeon. The one I've got open now is GSMA, and then it stops at, let me remind myself, it stops at Munton. Then I think it stops at Grentown. Oh, it doesn't stop at Grentown. I might make it stop at Grentown in the future. So the next one must be Ginway. Yeah, this one here. And then it stops at Tarnway and Funston. Then it stops at Mondham and Tontfield, which is the station we rebuilt last week. Zakari, will there ever be a network map? Probably not for the foreseeable future. I mean, there's a screenshot. If you go on m4jmedia.com, the OpenTTD page, that screenshot in the background is a screenshot of the entire network. But George was supposed to be doing the maps for me, and he's not able to at the moment because of uni. So that sub-series as well is on hold, by the way, because I don't have the time to do the maps myself, and the maps are part of the video. So that's going to have to go on hold. It's unfortunate, but can't really help it. If someone's willing to make the map for me, the other option is if you download the save off the website, you'll have access to the map there. So yeah, this train then goes through Mondham and Tontfield. Then it stops at Hartberg, I think is the next station. Yep, Hartberg, and then down here to Waterside Airport, which has been rebuilt. You will see you'll see the process that caused this rebuild. That's not what I wanted. So you'll see the process behind the rebuild in a sub video, which has already been recorded. That will go up probably Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided yet. Maybe Monday. Then it stops at Nunville Central. And then somewhere... Oh yeah, we stop at Wanningston. And then here, both services, the fast one and the slow one, here swap over onto the slow line. And then this train does stop once more at Kenninghead Central. And then finally, a newly rebuilt Drentborn. And again, you'll see the rebuild of this in that video that I just talked about. Quite happy with this. Imagine, though, because I know what some of you are thinking, imagine this roof actually covers these tracks in the middle as well. So imagine the platform covers all of that. So it's a bit like York Station and Newcastle and Edinburgh. All the big stations, really, that have crossovers in the middle. So just imagine that. I couldn't find a way of actually implementing it, so I've kind of made the roofs go to either end to make it look like it does, even though it actually doesn't at this moment in time. So that's the big rebuild there. But getting all the speed limits and everything done for this it's such a time-consuming process, because I have to go through and rename all the waypoints in here, then I have to copy and paste all that into the game, into the service schedule sheet and the speed limit sheet, and then when I make the train, I've got to make sure that each train goes at the right speed at the right point. And I know I've made a rod for my own back by doing it, but I like the fact that it's realistic, which is why I did it in the first place. So that's why I'm not so eager right now to go ahead and do the Gardcity stuff, because I think I need to take a break from doing that sort of thing. It's alright when I do it in, like, the Metro and the Overground. A lot of it's the same speed, so I can just do control, click, speed limit is 30, it'll fill all those in for me, and then wherever it isn't 30 I can just go in and change it. Makes my life a lot easier doing it that way. Right, so we need to plan out now some Metro services, and that's where I need you guys to help me. So we've been going for, what, an hour and a half? Yeah. So we got like half an hour left, give or take, to actually get these services planned. So we already have the overground loop, GSDG to GSG via GSG. I'm not changing that one. That one's going to stay the same as it is. But some of the other ones are going to be a little bit different to what was planned. So if I go into service schedules, go across to overground. So we've got a couple of other ones here that have been planned. I think I might keep those, like GSC to Bunhattan, for example. Just realizing some of these times are a bit off. I'll go fix these, that's fine. And also GSC to Plinhill. Now where's Plinhill? That's a good question. Let me just rack my brains for a second. I recognise the name. Is it to the south? Oh, hang on, let's actually follow the... Oh, I know where Plinhill is. Wait, is it this one? No, that's Garnington. Where the frick is Plinhill? So go Shoreham Junction, Wrenwood South. Oh! I do know where Plinhill is. It is... here. Yeah, this is Plinhill. So this is... Yeah, this one's fine as well, actually, thinking about it. So what we'll be doing here now is we'll have a metro service that terminates at Plinhill, we'll have an overground service that terminates at Plinhill, but the rest will all keep going through. So we're going to have a metro loop that goes via the airport and an overground loop that goes via the airport. That's the plan. And we also have a... So we've got GSG to GSG. We've done that one. And then we've got GSC to Bunhattan. Then we've got GSC to Plinhill. And then we've got GST, which is Gardcity St Thomas, which doesn't get mentioned very often, but it's over here. Right here. We've got a line from here that goes to Slaningwell West, which is this line. So it goes via Kenville, which is going to get very busy again shortly. And then very briefly... Oh wait, no, sorry, it's not that one. It's this one, this overground line. So it connects up with this at Senwood. This line here is part of a new network that George suggested. GSMA doesn't have overground anymore. I'm saying that, does it? Oh yeah, it kind of does. It has this, but I think... Okay, hang on. Let me show you where Slaningwell West is, because I've been doing some thinking about the suggestion you made, George, and I think I've got an idea for it. Am I following the right line? I don't think I am. This is the line I want to be following. Yeah, so this goes to... There's Slaningwell West. Connects up with the Gardcity Southeastern line here at Grentown Interchange. Also connects up with the other overground here at Nuthall Overground. And then it is the one that goes past Kenville. I was looking at this one. I should have been following this one. And then, yeah, runs into Shoreham Junction here, and then continues through the Funingleys, and then through New Rennington, and then, yeah, this one will go around and up into GST. So one of the suggestions George made was for the City Connects franchise, which used to be all trains out of GSMA that followed this track, which is now the Gardcity Southeastern line, and therefore the Gardcity Southeastern franchise. But GSMA to Bunhattan via this line is going to be part of City Connects. GSMA to GSE via the Gardcity Overground loop and the West Winds line is also going to be City Connects. GSMA down to, is it Garnington? Wherever we were just now. Down this way. Yeah, Garnington. This is also going to be City Connects and Overground. So for the Overground, it will come from the Overground loop. So where are we? At Shoreham Junction. It will come from Funingley South, and then it will go into Shoreham Junction, and then it will continue down towards Garnington. And then on the City Connects, it will come from Funingley North, and then GSMA. That's the plan. Now, where's the map for that? There was a map on my Discord. This is why I want people to use Discord, because it's really helpful for sharing stuff. Oh yeah, George, something I was going to say. It's really not a good idea to make PDFs for these maps, because it's just a lengthy process to get them to open. So GSMA to Garnington is City Connects. GSMA to Fort Flonwood Central apparently is City Connects. I thought that was Gardcity Southwestern myself that was going to do that. But again, we can discuss that. But GSMA to Buntbourne, GSMA to Cadingbury, GSMA to Bunhattan, GSMA to Wanston, and then GSMA to Garnington. They're all going to be City Connects. So GSMA is going to get really busy in the not too distant future. And actually, something else I should have said. This depot over here at Kenville is going to get rebuilt, and it's going to be for commuter trains. For the fast trains, I've got a depot over here, Menningwell Ridge, that connects directly to the fast lines. And there's no platforms on the fast lines between here and Gardcity, which is why it was a good candidate. And it works really well. Plus, this section here used to be 3 tracks that went through. Now it's 2, and there's 4 tracks, 4 platforms here for commuter trains and also stopping trains. So we've kind of reconfigured things a little bit. Hopefully it looks a lot nicer now, and hopefully you guys are in favour of it all. Personally, I quite like it, but there you go. So yeah, let's plan out the overground services first, and then we'll come back and do the Met. Actually, what have we got for Metro? That's the question. Do we have Metro? I don't think we have Metro on here. No, we don't. Okay, so we'll add that. Gardcity Metro. Alrighty. So the obvious place to start. Let's do the Metro first, and then we'll come back and do the overground. I think that'll be best. Deleting these. Reformatting spreadsheets is the worst bit of this whole thing, if I'm being honest. Kind of wish I could recruit someone that would do it for me, but it is what it is. Okay. And then all these need to be deleted. All these need to be deleted. Actually, let's just do this first, just in case. Okay, well that needs to be deleted, and then all of this. Like so. Okay, Metro. Good evening, Smartboard SMB 680 77-inch interactive whiteboard. That's a really interesting name. Milo, yes. We have some HSTs. We've got some running out of GSJ right here. This one's got quite a lot of passengers on board as well, which I'm quite happy with. It's also making me quite a lot of money, so I'm very happy with that. We also have some HSTs over this side coming out of GSP. How many people has this one got? I bet this one's running to the depot, that's why. Yeah, it's got low reliability. And in the future, we will also have HSTs running out of GSG, both northwest and northeast. So lots of HSTs. And there will be cross-country ones as well. When I play OpenTTD, I can sometimes open a few bus and truck routes before failing. Yeah, it's not. I haven't done it so much in this series, but in previous series, there's a few tips and tricks from building from the ground up to make sure you don't go bust. You can always do what Alex keeps telling me to do, which is to build 2 bus stops one tile apart and just have a little shuttle run between them. But I think he's mostly memeing when he says that. Alright, so the first route we're going to do is the circle line. But we won't call it the circle. Or will we call it? No, we won't call it the circle line right now. So we'll start at Bankside. Now here's a question. How am I going to get trains to and from? I might build. So like here is the old Metro depot. What I could do, like somewhere down here, is build a new Metro depot and then just have these 2 lines here just be for getting trains to and from the depot. That's kind of one of the things I was struggling with this, which was where do you build your depot? The other candidate is, instead of having these be dead end tracks, have this continue round and build a depot down here. I don't know. Don't know on that one. What do you guys think? Can we see the Excel spreadsheet? Yeah, you can. If you go in the description down below, service schedules is the one you're looking for. I can't show it on the screen because I have to stop the stream to change my settings so that it will capture Chrome, which is really annoying. I don't think there's a way I can do it. Hang on, let me check. There might be a way I can do it. Let me just make this a bit smaller. Oh, yep. Getting error messages and all sorts right now. Okay, so I want window capture, I guess. Yeah, doesn't work unfortunately. It's got to do with the fact that when I'm streaming OpenTTD, OpenTTD is a game, so it's using my graphics card output. And that's what OBS picks up. Whereas when I'm using Chrome, it's using the motherboard's graphics output. So they're not compatible. Like you can't use one or the other. Or like you can't. Like I can't get OBS right now to look at Chrome without going into my graphics card settings and making Chrome become a thing that my graphics card uses. It's really hard to explain. Well, it's really hard for me to explain because I'm terrible at this sort of thing. But it's something I've learned in the past. If you want to capture Chrome, you have to use a different setting. So I do actually have a split screen setting that I've used in the past. But I used it on my laptop, which had more integrated graphics. But yeah, if you follow the link in the description, you can see the sheet, no problem. And it also means you get to look around it at your own leisure as well. You don't have to necessarily be looking at the same thing as what I'm looking at. Where's the chat gone? There's the chat. Hello, One Pokemon Masters. Welcome to the stream. Alright, yeah, let's do the loop. Let's do the loop. So let's go. Forgotten where we are now. Let's go anti-clockwise first, and then we'll go clockwise. So if we start at Bankside, the next stop is Menningpool. Although I think Menningpool should get renamed, because all the other stations have got, like, yeah, South Bank, Sloane Street, Gardcity, St Thomas, East Bank. We don't have a North Bank, but Menningpool is going to get renamed. And let's think now, what should we call it? We were talking about Louth earlier. How about just Louth Lane? Yeah, it's good to see some new faces in the stream tonight. Really good to see new faces. Alright, so Bankside. Then we've got Louth Lane. So let's add this in. Yeah, this network is pretty big, if I do say so myself. It's taken a long time to get to this stage. I really want to do a series where I show off the network as well. But if you check my website, you'll see as well. I need people's help to make that series a reality. And right now, circumstances are working against me, let's say, so it's not possible to do right now. But in the future, I really hope I'll be able to do it. What is your map's year? So down here it's in 2044. But the actual time period that we're setting this in at the moment is probably like 1987 to 1989, that kind of era. So we've got things like HSTs, we've also got class 319s, we've got mostly DMUs and EMUs. These trains here, for example, the newest ones, I say newest, on the network, are class 480s, which were built, does it say here? I don't think it does say here. I think they were designed in like the 1950s and were scrapped. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. In the 1960s, maybe 70s. So really old stock. Like the kind of backstory to this whole thing is the network itself is thriving, but the company is not doing great financially, which is true because we keep losing money still. So they've like hired in a lot of old trains to run the services. The biggest, yeah, Gardcity St George over here. There's the start. Right over there's the end. You can see how big that is. That's biggest in terms of platforms, I believe. But in terms of size, the biggest is probably Fort Flonwood Parkway, which is down here. This one's huge. I had some problems with the Western Reaches trains. I think it's fixed itself. Ah, nice. Good, good. Yeah, I've been posting on Discord for the last couple of weeks now. OpenTTD Discord is a good community. I'm enjoying it. I need to get more active in there. But those of you interested, I have my own Discord server as well with a dedicated chat for the M4J network. So feel free to check that out. Again, link is in the description down below. You can ask me questions about the network and all that kind of thing. Where do we get to? Sloane Street. So the next one is Gardcity St Thomas. You have to excuse my whoops awful typing. This is the thing. I'm a really fast typer normally, but I make a lot of mistakes on this keyboard because I've not got much room on my desk. On my laptop, I fly through stuff. I can get through it really, really quickly. But yeah, here I'm not the best typer in the world. East Bank. That's what's next. Actually, yeah, here I was contemplating the idea of turning this. Like, don't have a bridge there. Instead, I think this will work. Yeah. Underwater tunnels. I was so happy when that was brought in. Oh yeah. I knew I recognised your name. Are we getting even closer to 1,000 subs? It'd be awesome if we could do it on stream. Problem is, like, once you get to 1,000 subs, it's staying there. Which is another reason why I won't be jumping immediately into monetization. Because if I apply now and then I drop back down to 999, it will probably mess things up. But thanks. Yeah, it's been a long slog, but we're getting very close. Am I going to rebuild Leapside Station? Don't think I need to. No, I don't. I think I can leave it as is. I think we're all right. Excuse me, sneezing. Yeah, one of the things I will do is here. I'll make this. It looks a little bit plain. I might fill it with bike racks and stuff still. Something like that. Make it look a little bit nicer. I'm not really meant to be doing that though, am I? I'm meant to be filling in names. So, Portston Road. What was that noise? Something just clicked in my ear. Hang on, where's OBS? I don't know what that noise was, but it sounded good. So, he's hoping it's good news. I'm a designer also for Dutch Station Set. Ah! Well, there you go then. I've made very good use of your stations. They are awesome. Some of the add-ons as well, little things like the roofs here. I remember actually, this used to be on the old network that this is inspired by. This was a Japanese station set, and I'm kind of tempted to convert it into that because we don't have that anywhere else in the city. One request I would have with the Metro platforms is to have a buffer stop for the Metro platforms. Unless I'm being dumb and they already exist. They don't here, do they? No. And I don't think they do. Of course, there might be an update and stuff that I've missed. Mainly because like Bartholomew Square is a terminus. And currently, they just stop at the end like that. So it would be cool to have buffer stops. Oh, is that what that noise was? Oh, wow. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, damn. I wasn't prepared for that. That is awesome. That is really awesome. That's 6 years of being a content creator. And it's all been leading up to this moment. Just wait and see. Okay. I think I'll just set some wheels in motion as well. Too lazy to check Social Blade, so it could be just YouTube rounding it up. I just checked my studio app, and that's saying 1,000. So yeah, big thanks to everyone who's helped make that possible. As I say, it's 6 years of trying and testing different things here, there, and everywhere to try and get to that number. But yeah, really glad that it was on stream though. Really glad it was on stream. I'm getting all kinds of notifications and stuff now as well. Whew, right. Where were we? Leapside, Gardcity, St John. Don't worry, I'll do another big thank you at the end. I'm trying not to get distracted from what I'm doing here right now. Anderson Street. Then we've got Bartholomew Square. Then we've got Brendhatton South. Yeah, this is going to get changed as well. I think St George's Square is what it used to be, but I think I'm going to call it something else now. Have I ever made any new GRFs? No, I have not. Although, again, this was on the... I don't think I posted it on the Discord, but I posted it on the OpenTTD Reddit and on the forums. there's kind of three things that I needed people's help with. One was the money problem. One was the sub-series, designing maps and stuff like that. And one was not so much making a new GRF, but editing an existing one. So currently, you might have noticed all the trains are in BR blue and grey. Like this one here, it's got BR blue with the grey window outlines. What I wanted to do was convert them all, or at least create a new livery for that new GRF that was my colours, so the blue and the red. That was the plan, but if it's as easy as you download the new GRF decompiler and then you just go into the PNG files and change them and save it as a new PNG file, and then you know, change the config file so that it recognizes that new PNG file, then that's great. But I have a horrible feeling there's a lot more to it than that. So anyone who has any new GRF experience who can help me with that, that would be awesome. I'm trying to think of a name for this new station. The icon in the bottom left, that's how many viewers we've got. So because I'm using Streamlabs to provide that data, which works for Twitch and YouTube, so it shows both. So obviously I'm not streaming on Twitch right now, so that's why that's 1 to 0. But yeah, 6 people watching on YouTube. Also, welcome to the stream, James. Not seen you for a while. So instead of Brynhattan South, let's do something to do with 1000. Whoops. There we go. Achievement row. Believe it or not, 1000's a very small number in the grand scheme of things, but to know that for every 7 million people in the world now, one of them watches my videos. That's a big thing. Like, for every major city in the world, at least one person there watches my videos. Obviously, it's not exactly, you know, it's an average. It's an average. I'm just going to keep typing and not digging myself into holes. Oh yeah, I've made a few and it takes a lot of work. It needs coding, designing, publishing, and verification. Yeah, coding's my weakest point, which is why I was hoping to be able to adapt the existing one. So I came into it thinking, like, Football Manager, I've been working on kits for Hatfield Town for the last couple of days for Football Manager 2020. And with that, what you do is you create, you download a template, which is what I've done. Actually, I could probably show you the kit. Here's a little exclusive for everyone. Let me find... Let's do image. I'll just call it MISC image for now. Where are we? So this is going to look really random when I put it up on the screen in a second, but I'll explain how it works. Some of you might already know this, of course. Let me just center it. Center to screen. There we go. So this is Hatfield's kit for the next year. And it looks random as hell, as I'm sure you'll agree. But what it is... So the top left... I realise you can't see this, but the top left, where it's got the M4J logo and the stripes, that's the front of the shirt. The bit immediately to the right of that is the back of the shirt. And then the big red block underneath that, that's if they wear Under Armour sleeves. So during the winter, for example, your players wear not so much long sleeve shirts, but they wear the Under Armour warmer type things. And then to the right of that is the socks, so it goes from blue down into the red. And then directly beneath that is the shorts, front and back, line up with the shirts. And then the bit all down the right hand side is the sleeves. So this is a 3D kit. It's like a cardboard box, essentially. And it looks a bit of a mess. But when you put it into the game, you write the config. So you say each team in Football Manager has an ID number. So you take that ID number and you say, for this team, use this kit for the home kit, use this one for the away kit, use this one for the third kit. So I was hoping OpenTTD would work something similar. So the new GRF, like the train already exists, the train's already been coded. So for example, let's use this. So this is what, a 305. So the 305 already exists in the game. It's been coded, it's got acceleration stats, you know, tractive effort, max speed, all that kind of thing. All I want to do is change that livery. And I know that the liveries work using PNG files. So what I wanted to do was download the new GRF decompiler, decompile the, I think this is the, is it British Rail Trains, I think it's called? BR Trains. Get access to the PNG files, choose a random PNG file, duplicate it, and then change the livery to my blue and my red, and then just add that to the list of possible liveries that train can have. But I don't, as I say, I don't know how easy that is, because I imagine there's a lot of config rewriting that has to be done to make that work. And coding, I can kind of go through and change things, but I'm not very good at writing things from scratch. I can do it with websites. I do a lot of CSS stuff, but not so much for anything else. But that was kind of the catalyst for when something runs under M4J rail, which is what most of the network runs under at the moment. It has my livery. But when someone becomes a Patreon supporter and they choose their own franchise, they can then design a livery or tell me what colors they want it to be, and then I can make their livery and then put it into the game. That's what the that's what it was building up to. It's not just a case of, you know, make the trains blue and red, but actually have them whatever color the franchise holder wants them to be. As I say, I don't know how possible that is. If someone out there knows more about it than I do, and knows whether it's possible or not, let me know. Alright, St. Christopher Square. Lord's Lane. No apostrophe. Yeah, no apostrophe. Gardcity, St. Michael. Gardcity, St. Peter. Just joined Discord server. Oh, nice. Awesome. Welcome to that too. Feel free to say hi in the main hub. I need to have like a welcome... Oh, there is a welcome channel. There we go. So yeah, welcome to the Discord as well. What we got? Gardcity, St. Peter. Then it is Cuttington Place. I really should have memorized most of these by now. Also, George, are these stations on the station codes? I can't remember if we said they would be or not. If they're not, don't worry. They were not. I mean, they weren't supposed to be, but if they are, that's also good. I was just thinking about some of the stations have, like, we've renamed 2 of them on here right now. Also, the 0.5 episode, whenever that goes up, there was a station there that was... There was a new one that was added, and then there was an old one I think that was moved and then renamed. I will try and remember to mention it, but if I don't, let me know and I'll tell you which one it was and what it is now called. Right, Bankside, then we've got... Okay, cool. Stillington Metro. So we're going to keep what this used to do, which was go all the way down to Shoreham Junction. Fort Slunfing Way Central. Just checking my spelling. Prinley North. And then underneath here to North Wrenwood. And then Shoreham Junction. Okay, and then we will add, it's Renwood transfer at the moment, we'll change that to Renwood sidings. Again, if you guys want to know what I'm typing on right now, if you go in the description, there's a link to a Google Sheet called M4J Network Service Schedules. If you pop on there, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. We won't name the depot yet because we don't know what it's called. But in terms of timings, we'll do... let's think, like 20 minutes? Maybe 15. Did I hear about the Class 43 and Class 800 crash on the LNER? No, I did not. At low speeds, I hope. Hope it's nothing too serious. Because that would not be good otherwise. Do. Okay. Actually, let's make these. So I'm going to try and change the wait times for some of these Metro services, because I think 10 seconds is way too short at some of the busier stations. So I've got like 2 minutes at major interchanges. So like all the Saint stations have 2-minute waiting times. And that'll be for all trains, not just the orbital. And then at Bankside, the wait time will be at least 5 minutes. And then at terminus stations, it'll be 15. There we go. Have you ever visited the USA or the rest of the EU? Brexit hasn't happened yet. Not just yet. Don't cut us off yet. I've not been to the USA. My friend Alex is in Florida at the moment at Disney World, and I've never been more jealous of anyone in my life. But I've not been yet. I really want to go. I've been to France. I've been to Spain. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Switzerland. I've been to the Netherlands. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. In Europe, anyway. I've been to other places around the world. Yeah, it was low speed. 43-300 has been written off, and the 800 is going to cost £29,000 to fix the 800. Both cabs of both the trains are torn to pieces. Wow. How did that happen? Where did that happen? I imagine on the... Actually... yeah, where did that happen? Edinburgh, maybe? I'm trying to think where HSTs and LNER 800s would come into contact. Especially at low speed. It must be like Edinburgh, where the Aberdeen trains join, or something like that. But yeah, that's really going to change the public's perception of these new trains. Yeah, right. So we've done the first Metro. I need to make sure... Where are we? 35. There we go. So the next one... so the orbital line is going to be the main... Oh yeah, that's the other thing we're going to do. A little bit of... Put a pic in the Discord server. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So we're going to be doing a little bit of rebuilding here now as well, because this line here, I think we're going to terminate it at oh, hang on, are we? I said that before and then I changed my mind. The reason is, it comes down... Oh yeah, so it's not going to terminate at Nudhall anymore. That's the first thing we're going to do. So all of this can go, including the tracks, but I'll remove the tracks at a later date. Mainly removing the stations now to remind myself that this station, this line, sorry, is not going to extend anymore past Dinpool. Dinpool East here is going to become the terminus of the Metro. And then we're going to build... to justify the fact that it's built like this, I think what I'm going to do is make it a loop. Like a little balloon loop. Which might seem a bit weird and random, but I don't know. I think it'll be kind of cool. You don't see it very often. Particularly in this country. I can't think of any off the top of my head that have like a balloon loop. Or just a balloon loop. It's not like a balloon loop at all, Mark. It is just a balloon loop. Words. Let's remove you. Also remove you. Okay, so this is going to go straight across. Oh, I didn't need to remove all that stuff. Oh well, done it now. So yeah, you're going to go like that. And then we don't need one on this side. I think what I might do here is utilize one of these old running tracks just for this first section. So let's say we came straight out like this. It's not going to let me do it. There, let's do it like this. Ooh. The hard-hitting questions. Well, I hope I know what your answers would be for all of those questions. Ooh, that looks nasty, that accident. So was it a full-on head-on crash? It wasn't like a sideswipe or anything. Okay, so my favourite OpenTTD YouTuber is a hard one, because I don't really watch any OpenTTD YouTubers. Main reason is the reason my channel exists, actually. I've answered this question a few times. On the YouTubers Reddit community, a lot of people ask, like, what was the reason your channel started? And for me, the reason my channel started was I played a lot of OpenTTD and games like it, so Cities in Motion and things like that. And my channel already technically existed at this point, but I was looking for OpenTTD videos to watch because I'd recently discovered that the game existed. This was like 2013, maybe 2014. So I knew the game existed, but for a long time I thought Transport Tycoon was the only version of the game that existed. So when I found out OpenTTD was a thing, I was really excited, wanted to play the game. But I wanted to kind of see what other YouTubers were out there. So I found Master Hellish. But what annoys me about his channel, and I say annoys very loosely because it's, you know, he's not done anything wrong, but he doesn't play the game the way I do. So he builds, you know, these huge networks where speed limits don't matter, and you know, he just does out and back type runs, which is fine. That's kind of what you're meant to do in the game. You're not really meant to play it the way I play it. But I was looking for something more along the lines of what I do, and nothing like that existed. So I thought, if no one else is doing it, I might as well do it and see how successful it can be. And to date, it's probably, all my combined OpenTTD series have probably been the most successful series on my channel. I'd argue that Cities in Motion perhaps gave me more attention, but I've enjoyed this a lot more. So that's kind of my answer. Is Zest Husky was a big inspiration for me as well. I need to start watching Lugnuts because he's helped me out a few times on Reddit and things, so I should probably give him a check. I'm looking to find new people to watch all the time though, so if there's anyone out there that you think I should be watching, feel free to recommend them. I imagine you would do the same with recommending me to them. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Okay, so Lutfield Station now exists there. And then we've got Dimple East, which is the terminus, and then it runs back down this way to Letford Lime. So, let's not make Dinpool the starting point for this line, but we're kind of in the southeast of Gardcity right now. Well, I mean, technically we're south. So I think for this line, what I would do is go from Flaham down to Dinpool. I think that would be a good one. Head on at Leeds Depot. Yeah, not good. Especially as most depots aren't really signal controlled these days. But at least you know it will be really low speed. I imagine, I hope, no injuries. But yeah, it's still not good. So yeah, my favourite Minecraft YouTuber, I suppose Achievement Hunter. I watch them play Minecraft a lot. Not as much as I used to, because I've been quite busy at the moment. XVI have a Minecraft video, by the way. Again, nudge nudge, wink wink. Right, Flame Junction. Let's get back to business, shall we? So we'll do like the long haul metros first, and then we'll come back and do some of like the short hops. But that might be in a future video, because I'm kind of looking at the clock and realizing there's a lot of people in the UK that will probably be wanting to get to bed soon. Yeah, Minecraft, Achievement Hunter. I used to watch Mumbo, but again, I don't want to smack talk other YouTubers because I don't think that's particularly nice, but there are a lot of content creators I used to watch who, for various reasons, I don't watch anymore. And he's kind of one of them, because I felt like he does the same thing over and over again. He does it very well, but every time a new series on Hermitcraft starts, it's always build farms, set up a store that sells, you know, melon or whatever it might be. Go and build a base in a different biome. Spend 12 episodes doing that. And there was just nothing new, nothing interesting. So I watched a lot of Krillic. I watched Gaming on Caffeine, some of their series. Ones like that. Minecraft isn't really one that I watch much on YouTube. I tried to work on my own projects, but again, if you read my post yesterday, you'll see that that didn't work out. I'd like to bring it back one day, though. Never say never. And then, what was the next one? Football Manager. Loki Doki. I watch from time to time. Quill18. I watch when he does his Air United series. And I think that's it, actually, for Football Manager. Because again, I do my own series on that a lot of the time, so I tend not to have the time to watch other people's. And then Factorio, definitely Quill. Sometimes I watch Catherine of Sky if I'm looking for tutorials for stuff, but it's mostly Quill. I recommend him, by the way. He's kind of underrated on YouTube. He does really good. So that every time there's an update, he'll do like a little tutorial series, but he also does really good series where he just, you know, he sets up, particularly on RimWorld, he sets up backstories for his colonies and stuff like that, and it can be very entertaining. But I like him for Football Manager because he actually plays the game very close to how I play the game. So he treats it like a strategy game rather than a football game. And that's basically what football is at the end of the day. Is it's strategies. It's kind of like, it's probably the most 3D form of 3D chess, because you've got 11 players running around trying to match each other constantly. It's kind of clever. So yeah, I'd recommend those. Who did you recommend? Me and Lugnuts for OpenTTD. Il Mango, is that? Or Lil Mango? And Ray's Works for Minecraft. None for Football Manager, and anyone that deals with huge factories. Yeah, huge factories. That's what the M4J factory was. But it kind of became me just fixing stuff all the time, which isn't the most entertaining thing in the world. Thameslink have cancelled 83% of trains today due to staff issues. Oh, for Christ's sake. It's getting beyond a joke now. They're going to lose that franchise if they're not careful. They're going to lose it. Leadhatton Springs. That was there, wasn't it? So now we got Lon Burton. Whoops. Was that a suggested name? Lon Burton. Must be, surely. Gardcity St Elizabeth. Then we got Barnwell Crescent. Then we got Barnwell Arches. Cancelled over 63% of all Thameslink trains this year. The sad thing is, this month they finished the rolling stock renewal program. They've reduced the average age of all their rolling stock from, I think it was over 20 to 13 years old, which is really impressive. And they've I think they went from 600 and something carriages to over 1,000 carriages. So on paper it looks really good, but because they've had all these issues with the timetable change and staff going on strike and things like that, it's really spoilt it. I don't really know how you fix it without, because you can't just take them off the franchise and put someone else on, because they'll have the same problems. Brookway. Okay, now I'm going to do some copying and pasting. So between Lord's Lane and Bankside. In fact, all the way down to Shoreham Junction, it's going to be the same. There we go. This could be a long old route. So after Shoreham, the next station is Tedborough. Oh wait, no, Trunpool Bridge. That town is tiny. I remember that was one that I actually placed there myself because there wasn't a town there. But just look at it, 272 people, and you live on the edge of a massive city. My favourite video game is Minecraft, with my other favourites being OpenTTD, OpenRCT2, and any game that deals with huge numbers. Yes. No, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. Games like Transport Fever are fun, but I prefer this because on Transport Fever, once you build over a certain amount, the game starts to lag. And it does still do it in OpenTTD, to be fair, but nowhere near as bad. So I sacrificed graphics in the name of gameplay. And the gameplay on this is so much more fun. Minecraft as well. I haven't tried modded Minecraft on this PC yet. If it works, then I might start streaming the Gardcity project and not do it as a YouTube series. But I've tried so many times now to get that thing off the ground. And the answer really is I need to make it a server and get people online to help me build it. But trying to explain to my friends what the hell I'm trying to do is always tricky. It's they normally tune out where I say, you know, functioning economy and stuff like that. But it'd be an awesome... It's meant to be an educational tool. That was the reason I started it. Take it round to schools and teach kids. Because one of the things people always say is you never get taught how to pay your taxes. You never get taught, you know, how to take out a bank loan and stuff like that. So that's what it was meant to be for. Have a functioning economy in a working video game. So Second Life kind of attempted it, but Second Life wasn't a kids game. So you couldn't just, you know, play that instead. Minecraft is such a good game for teaching people things. The number of questions about elements on the periodic table that I get right because I've played Minecraft, it's incredible. Mainly modded Minecraft, not so much on normal Minecraft. Plus, building transport networks on there as well. So if anyone here has Minecraft and is interested in helping me out with that sort of thing, do let me know, because I've kind of created my own mod pack. So I did my usual thing. I took an existing mod pack and added some stuff to it. These should all be 0.5, not. So I can share the mod pack with people, and then you'll be able to join me on the server. The only problem is paying for the server, because modded Minecraft servers are not cheap. All the interchanges. And that one can also be 2. So I might set up I had a Discord channel for Minecraft. I might set up another one. Because that's the other thing about my Discord, by the way, is you don't have to necessarily talk about games that I play. You can talk about any games. As long as you do it in the right channel. Like, don't go on the OpenTTD one and start talking about GTA, because that's not really what it's for. There we go. Depots. Yes. When I say depot, I do mean 2 things. So there's the conventional depot where you buy and sell vehicles in the game. But I also have my own depots, which are like storage sidings for trains while they're waiting for their next turn. So I'll show you an example of that in a second, because that was an idea I got from Zest Husky, actually, was you want somewhere where you just... It allows the trains to catch up on their timetables, or if they're early, to use up some time before they're due on their next go. Due on their next go. That's so not what I meant to say. 75. This is going to be one of the longest lines. Well, they're saying that there's probably going to be longer ones. Is that really? Huh. Why is this one so much longer then? Is it because there's more? Oh, there's more main line stations, I suppose. I might make that one a 2 as well. Alright, if it thinks it's less, then I guess it's less. So yeah, I'll show you one of my depot examples. So you've got the usual depots where you buy and sell vehicles, like these ones here. These, I might keep these, in fact, because they're not really hurting anything. These are just storage sheds. But in terms of train depots that I have something like, oh, game lags when I do this, over here. So this is Gunway Motive Power Depot. So when trains finish their services, so these are all trains that run stopping services out of Gardcity, St George. So once they're done with their schedule, if their reliability is less than 20%, they'll come back here, and then they'll reverse into the depot for maintenance, and then they'll come back here. So this is in real life what would be the motive power depot, and this here is the gameplay necessity. So if the trains could go here and get serviced, I would do that, but because they can't, you have to have the depot still. But it's a little innovative thing that I thought I'd add. Makes the way I play a little more unique. Do you know what? I might build a big metro depot here and have it for the line up to Gunway there, and also the line up to Flame there. Might do that. So in which case, Gunway Bridge would be the starting point for this. Now I think this time we're going to go down to the airport. So now we're going to go Gunway Central. There was another question as well. Have you ever had a line or franchise cancel 100% of all services in a period of time of at least one otherwise normal working day? Yeah, I have a feeling that Thameslink or Southern might have done recently. When the last year, for example, when the timetable change went wrong. They might have done then. Don't know off the top of my head though. Lansbury Mill. And then over here to French Road. I suppose during adverse weather, trains might cancel all services. Gondonbury. Ooh. Apparently there's a D in Central these days. That's not correct at all. Tranton Metro. Oh, actually, no. This isn't going to go to the airport. I don't think, because we could be entering the circle on in the wrong direction. Great Northern do it regularly. Yeah, I live on Great Northern as well. This is where I feel like I'm a little bit out of the bubble sometimes, because I know for a fact that Thameslink is bad, and I know that Great Northern is bad. But whenever I go to London, I never have a bad service. I never have a train that's cancelled. I always have a train that it might arrive a few minutes late, but the one before it is cancelled, the one after it is cancelled, but the one I always go to get is always there. So I never experience it the way everyone else does, and everyone sits there moaning about, you know, oh, it's not working, blah blah blah, and then I just sit there and think, is it? Is it bad? But then, you know, yeah, it is bad. It's just I don't ever experience it. It's just one of those things, I suppose. Weetown. Halliday Circus. Gardcity St George. I'm trying to think where this line's actually going to go. I think if we follow, so we can't go out this way towards. Can't even remember where that one goes now. I think that will be the airport one though. That one. This one. Excuse me. This one, I think. We might just terminate it at Bankside, you know. Either that or it will continue down this way. Maybe to Plyn Hill. Actually, yeah, this I think will be the Plyn Hill one. And then the Renston line, which is this one, will go down to the airport. I think that'll work better. I'm on GWR. Ah, cool. Cool, cool. Have you ever flown on a domestic flight or within the UK? Very specific questions, James, but yes, I have. I flew up to Newcastle once for my 13th birthday, which was 13 years ago now. I'm old. Nearly 14 years ago. It's my birthday in January. But yeah, I've flown to Newcastle. I think that's the only domestic flight. So I've never been to Ireland, Northern Ireland, or anything like that. So okay, Gardcity St John, Leapside. Under the river to East Bank. God damn it. Mechanical keyboard. My finger slips off the shift key. Gardcity St Thomas. And then I'm gonna guess Sloane Street, South Bank, GSMA, and then Louth Lane. Yes. So Sloane Street, South Bank, Gardcity St Mark, Louth Lane. I do try to avoid flying as much as possible. Not because I don't like flying, but I don't... Like, if I can take the train, I'd rather take the train. Even though it is longer. Although, didn't someone prove recently that it's actually, in terms of, like, from your start point to your destination, it's quicker to take the train from London to Paris? Like, the centre of London to the centre of Paris than it is to fly. Because whenever you fly, particularly internationally, you have to be at the airport, like, an hour before check-in. Was it an hour? No, hang on. I used to know this. It's like 2 hours before departure and an hour before something else. I think it's the gate opens. So if you factor all that in, it's like 4 hours from London to Paris if you fly, including, you know, going through passport control at the other end. Whereas if you go on the train, it's 2 hours. It's something like that, anyway. Some of the numbers I've probably fudged a little bit, but it's along those lines. So I prefer to do that. Victoria Central, Victoria West. Need to rename some of these, I'm sure. Bit boring, these names. Then we got Flunfingfield North. Then Flunfingfield Transfer. I always remember that one, because it's where it meets up with the HLR. And then over here we've got Brayborough. And then we've got Trudworth. Ah, yes. And then this is where we split. So this goes down towards... Okay, let's go this way. Let's go this way. So Radeon. And then we'll go Tudhead Central. Tudhead South. Fern Lane. Did you know that in parts of Japan there can be many services sharing one track with sometimes a minimum of only a couple of minutes between distinct trains? Yeah, same thing over here. Same thing over here. Clapham Junction is a good example of that. You have so many trains going to so many different places running through sort of 60 seconds, 90 seconds apart. Isn't it now on the Victoria line there's a train every 30 seconds as well? Gardcity Airport T1, and we'll call that one done. This is going to be a big schedule. Oh, apparently it's the same. So Plintbridge Parkway will do 1 minute. Flanway Gardens, I think, is where it connects with the overground, will do 1 minute. Halliday Circus will do 2. GSG will do 2. Bartholomew Square 2. GSJ 2. GST 2. GSMA and Bankside 2. Flunfingfield Transfer, that will probably do 1 there. Radeon will do 1. And then here we'll do 15, and then all the rest. I wish there was a button I could press that would just fill the rest of these in for me. snowing in Cornwall. Bloody hell. They're on the Gulf of Mexico as well, so if it's snowing there, then we're going to get snow soon. It's been really cold this November. Everyone talks about global warming, and I'm not a cynic, by the way. I definitely believe climate change is a thing. But the summers seem to be getting hotter, and the winters seem to be getting colder. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Alright, I think we'll plan out one more metro line while I answer your questions, and then we'll call this a stream, I'd say. Are you making sure to keep the metro line length under the 255 order limit? No idea. I hope so. So there's no waypoints here, so the orders start at 77, go down to 115, so that's what, 28 orders, 38 orders. So you double that, you get 76. If there are any, I mean, we're under 100. We're comfortably under 100. There's no real waypoints. The speed limits are going to be relatively consistent across the board. Here though, like where it terminates, there'll be waypoints, obviously. I'm coming up with solutions to the high speed problem as well. And one of the ideas I had was, instead of having gradual acceleration in 10 miles an hour, just have one waypoint where it goes from 40 up to like 150. Because the train naturally accelerates relatively realistically. It's only braking that it needs to be slowly brought down. So I think that will be our solution to that problem. We'll see though. It might not be a solution. Joe, I'm really tempted. No, I will keep it. I was going to say I'm tempted to get rid of this little extension down here, but then I like the bridges going across. So I think we will keep it. We'll just have to find somewhere for those tracks to go. Alright. Time to do the last ones. So this time we're going to... Where does this go, by the way? Oh, okay. I know what this is. Yeah, I know what this is. So the last one I want to do is to do the airport. And then I'll plan out the rest off camera. So I think I'm going to do the direct route to the airport this time. So to come in from... Actually, no. Do you know what? No. I will go via Plyn Hill. Oh, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn. I think it's one of these things you just gotta say screw it and do it. Plus it then gives me an excuse to get my arse in gear and do these signals. Yeah. Because this is a metro only line down this way. So the overground only goes from here to here, and it's the metro that joins and then either leaves or stays, things like that. So this will be the... Actually, do you know what? We might as well build a metro depot down here as well. So I think the airport will be the first stop. Is this Great Winfield? Yeah. Western Terminal. Then we'll go this way round. So Flynn Fingley Market. Pladborough. Plyn Hill. Might build an extra, maybe not. I keep coming up with ideas and then instantly dismissing them. Druntbourne. Barston Central. then Prafingfield East. Lontberg Central. Yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. Keep them coming. I got a thing just now as well. Someone requested access to something. Let me just read what that was quickly. Oh, the M4J network ideas list. Is that still... I might have to remove that. I'm trying to remember whether that's still publicly available or not. I should have it somewhere. Ideas list. Oh yeah, this is for names and stuff. So I think, are you not able to view it? If you're not able to view it, I'll change that. But I think in terms of editing, I shut this down because it's for Patreon supporters now. They choose the names of stuff. I think that's what it was. Sounds familiar. Particularly when it came to like railway routes. A lot of this now is Patreon. So if you check that out, link is in the description. Takes you to my Patreon. Don't have to support me if you don't want to, of course. But if you are willing to, then all the tier lists, rewards and stuff are listed there. What are we doing next week? I was hoping someone might have an idea for what we could do next week. And I have played City Skylines in the past. It's on the channel. I had an idea for a series for that as well, where if someone built a city and didn't know what to do regarding transport and, you know, like little problems that needed fixing kind of thing. I know there's a lot of people that already do that though, so I don't want to do something that's already been done a lot. But if there's someone out there who has a city that they've either built for this or have a city that they've built and don't know how to fix traffic problems and stuff, I might be willing to do a series on that. I've heard of long reserve. I'll tell you what I think long reserve means, and then you can tell me if I'm right or not. So from my understanding, long reserve is when a train reaches a signal, it won't just check the first signal in front of it, it will check as many as you tell it to see if they're all green. So if that is correct, what I would use it for is to keep trains like 2 signals apart, that kind of thing. Because particularly with my terminus stations, I want it to be where trains can arrive and leave on any line without necessarily blocking up the whole system. But I might be wrong, that might not be what it is at all. Keep up the celebrations. 1000 Grove. As I say, I genuinely wasn't expecting to hit 1k tonight, so I had nothing lined up. But what I might do next week, I might do like a one-off stream to celebrate 1000 subscribers, or I might do it next week. But I was kind of thinking of doing like a giveaway of some kind. But I might save that. Because this is something that I really wanted to celebrate, but it's kind of snuck up on me. Because we went from 990 to 1000 in the space of a week. We'd been stuck on 990 for like 2 years. So I really wasn't expecting it to suddenly pop up. Could we do cross country and cross region? Do what with it though? Actually, here's another question for you guys. So what I'm doing right now is typing out these stopping patterns. Is this fun for you guys to watch? I mean, I know I'm talking and answering questions and stuff as well, but there isn't much going on screen for you guys to watch. It's more like an audio podcast than it is a video live stream. If you guys don't mind me doing this, then I'll do it a little bit more often. But if you guys do mind me doing this, yeah, all we seem to do at the moment now is plan out services, and I just don't know if you guys actually enjoy it. Oh, okay. That was quick. If you guys don't mind me doing that kind of thing, then I'll do more of it. But I get this feeling a lot of the time that you don't really want to be just staring at me. Just doing this over and over again. What we could do, though, if we have the existing services that are already done, planned out, we could put some more trains out on the network. So we could do the ones from GSMA all the way down to Bar City. It means I'll have to do the speed limits between Drentbourne and Bar City, but that shouldn't be too bad because it's a relatively short journey. But I might do that. Okay, I think this service is going to loop up this way. So from Victoria Central to Victoria High Street. I've buggered that up. There we go. And then Cuttington Place. And then Gardcity St. Peter. Gardcity St. Michael. Wow, I actually put an E in Gardcity. I went very French then. That's the origin, by the way, if anyone's thinking they've heard the name Gard before. Où est la Gare? I can't remember exactly. Oh, I know how it was. Yeah, I know how it was. So, the very first map I did in the very first Jeffries network was from Guard Town, which was a game-generated name. I didn't come up with that. And not long after that, because it wasn't really a town, it was a city by the time we'd finished. So when we started the second map, I called it Gardcity instead. Doing that thing again where I'm trying to talk and type. Called it Gardcity instead because I thought it was a better name. And then I did a university project, which was the origin of the Gardcity project on Minecraft. And I was trying to think of a way of tying in the name of the city to the origin of the city. And then I realised, hang on, Gard is the French for station. So you make the railway be the focal point of the city, and then you can say that they built it around the railway and gave it the French name. Maybe it was colonised by French-speaking people. And it kind of accidentally fell into place. And that's why the secondary city on this map is called Bar City, because Bar is the German for station. Can you compare what the max loan says in the finances window to the maximum initial loan setting to see if there's any inflation? Yeah, there's inflation. Initial loan was 300,000. Maximum loan now is 256.95 million. So yeah, there was a lot of inflation. I've turned inflation off now, though. Alright, North Square, Halliday Circus. And Halliday Circus will be the terminus of this service. So we'll do 15. Right the way down here, we'll do 15, 30, 60. So you are 149. Oh, I didn't do my copy paste thing. Hang on. I feel like I'm a long way. Yeah, I'm a long way behind on keeping this updated. text wrapping on. There we go. So you are 149. Yep. Good stuff. You are 9. I don't know. D. That really isn't accurate, by the way. The way I've done that. It's not how the British do it at all. I've amended it to suit my own network. Okay, so Plyn Hill is going to be probably a minute wait. Cheward is going to be 2 minutes. Preffingfield is going to be a minute. Redham, a minute. Flunfinfield, a minute. Oh, I missed out. That's better. So you are 0.5. You are 2 minutes. Okay. And that should see us through. So I'll go out and plan out some more Metro services between episodes. As always, if you have any ideas for the next couple of weeks, we'll probably put down some cross-region services next week. Maybe not so much cross-country, because I haven't done the lines, the speed limits for the lines south of Denston yet, but I've done the ones north. So we could do some cross-region services, like Moddingpool Falls down to Denston, Carnegie, and so forth. So we'll I think we've already planned them out, haven't we? So it'll actually be putting the trains in, plus coming up with a depot. So probably the depot will be down at Denston somewhere. So I'll make a note of that. But if you have any other ideas for episodes, feel free to comment below this video when it goes live on YouTube, or you can contact me on Discord. You can put it on the M4J Network Discord, or you can create a post on my Reddit community. Just have the title be my ideas for the M4J network, that kind of thing. I think there is one actually already on there for ideas for the M4J network, so if you want to tag on the bottom of that one, feel free to do so. And yeah, you know, best ideas will get chosen. The not so good ideas will get adapted and then get used, because I don't like to ignore people's suggestions. It's always nice to use lots of people's ideas for the network. And yeah, now I'm going to do a really gushy speech about hitting 1,000 subscribers. Honestly, I know everyone says this, but honestly, when you set up a YouTube channel, you don't ever anticipate getting subscribers. You don't ever think that you'll get any of the milestones. So the fact that, you know, hitting 100 was hard, took about 18 months. 200 took, you know, a year after that. 300, a few months more after that. Getting to 500 was actually pretty easy, but getting to 1,000 is always the challenge, in all honesty. So the fact we were stuck on 900 and, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80 for so long, and even 990, we've been on that for like 8 months now, I think it was. So I did start to think it was never going to happen. So everyone who's helped get to 1,000 subscribers, whether it was posting on Reddit, posting on forums, posting on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, Bebo, whatever it might be, sending out carrier pigeons with subscribe to M4J written in. You know, I mean, I joke, but genuinely, everyone who's helped, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. As I said, 1,000 subscribers is a huge, huge deal to any YouTuber, but for me especially, for someone who has used their channel as a way to grow their confidence in going out and talking to people that they don't necessarily know. You know, to help them through some real tough times in life, to give them a what's the word I'm looking for? Focus. That's the one. Bloody hell. To give them a focus, you know, to help them through uni, to help them get a degree, to help them get a, you know, a really good job with some really good guys, working on some really exciting projects. Just little things like that. It's all because of the YouTube channel, and that's why I've never really wanted to walk away from it, because genuinely YouTube changed my life. So everyone who's watched the channel for many years now, it's always great to see you guys here. And I know I moan a lot about it'd be nice to see some new faces, but that doesn't mean that the old faces aren't still appreciated. Like I said, everyone who's helped, it genuinely means a lot, and I want to make sure that you guys are rewarded for it as much as I am. So the Content will be the same as always. That might be a bad thing, actually. I should probably be careful how I phrase that. But you know, there will be a giveaway of some kind to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. The channel will get a little video as well for that. A little look back at some of the most successful videos on the channel. Little things like that. Might even do a little thing over on Twitch as well, where I run some of the most popular videos. I tend to reserve that for anniversary celebrations, but this is kind of a big deal, so I'll do it then. And yeah, November the 14th will always be remembered as the day I hit 1,000 subscribers. Even if we drop down to 990 again tomorrow, for a brief period tonight, I hit 1,000 subscribers. And you're probably wondering, those of you who don't know, why is 1,000 such a big deal? And the truth is, 1,000. I mean, 1,000 is a great number. Don't get me wrong, but when I set up the channel, I had targets, like where I wanted to go. Doesn't necessarily mean you think you hit them, but just having them gives you a reason to actually make good quality content. And for me, the first big milestone was always 2,500. But because of the actions of certain people a couple of years ago, YouTube changed their policy, which meant all channels under 1,000 subscribers were demonetized. So I used to be monetized. I've been around long enough that I experienced monetization, and then I experienced the loss of monetization. And for a lot of people, that killed their channel. They stopped uploading content because of that. I took it as a challenge, though. Once I found out that the threshold was 1,000 subscribers, I didn't want to do it for the money, but I wanted to do it to make myself be acknowledged again. Because YouTube they wipe your channel, essentially. You go from existing to not existing as far as they're concerned. And it's a very corporate policy. I know why they've done it, and I believe that they did it for the right reasons. But when you're a small YouTuber struggling to get noticed, and then you end up in a situation like that, it really does demotivate a lot of people. And I understand why some people gave up and stopped uploading, but I didn't want to do that. As I said earlier on, my channel was always designed to help people who felt they had no one else with the same interests as them, because I kind of grew up like that. You know, my family always allowed me to pursue my interests, but I never really felt like I had someone I could relate to. So, you know, the internet is a big open place, and there's a lot of danger there, but there's also a lot of good things there. And, you know, YouTube communities are actually part of that. And that's what M4J was originally set up for, was to meet like-minded people, share ideas, and build something together. And this network kind of epitomizes that. A lot of what you see on the screen was built with the help of viewers. Very few ideas on here came directly from me. A lot of them were other people suggesting things that have then gone on to be adapted into what you see on the screen right now. So yeah, it's a big part of my life, this, and it's one of the reasons why I really wanted it to be successful, because I know that if I was to stop uploading, it wouldn't just be my life that would be affected, it would be other people's as well. And that's not necessarily a fair thing to do. So I've given it every chance in the world, and as I say, thanks to you guys, I'd say so far it's been worth it. So we'll be back this time next week. Well, actually not this time next week, we'll be on time next week. 7 PM UK time, we'll be back with another episode of the M4J Network. Like I said, drop some comments down below with any ideas for future episodes. It's always appreciated when you guys get involved. As I say, you're a big part of the network, so anything, any ideas at all, even if you think they're dumb ideas, it's always worth suggesting them, because you never know. Thanks to everyone who came in and chatted tonight. Now I'm going to have to try and remember everyone. First of all to Tom, because you're the most recent chatter. James, George, Milo. Goodness, hang on, I'm just scrolling up the chat. It's really busy tonight as well. I've really enjoyed it tonight. Smartboard, thank you for coming in as well. One Pokemon Master, especially you guys, because you helped hit the big milestone, so that's very much appreciated. Zachary as well. Zachary, if you're watching this on playback, I will try and get a network map made, because I know a few people have asked for that now. Hi Atlant as well. Thanks for coming in and chatting. And Andy HS Leeds. You're all valued members of the M4J community, and as I say, I know I moan a lot about why don't people chat, why don't people use the Discord, why don't people use the Reddit. Basically, it's just me asking you guys to get involved. I want everyone to feel like they're a part of it. I want everyone to feel like they're involved. I want everyone to feel like they can openly talk about their interests. Don't ever shoot someone down for having interest, because believe me, as I've pointed out to people before, me liking railways is no different to me liking football, and as it happens, I like both. I know a lot about both. Never belittle someone for that kind of thing, because it's just, you know, one person's football interest is another person's ancient history. I'm trying to think of random subjects. Frank, welcome. I can now thank Frank as well, one of my very loyal subscribers. We hit 1,000 subscribers tonight, Frank, so I'm just doing a very badly improvised and slightly gushy speech about how much it means. So yeah. I really should wrap up the stream now. I need a drink and stuff, so thank you very much everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for coming in and chatting. Here's hoping next week is just as successful as this week's. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do so. It really does help me and the channel out, not just for this video, but also for the entire series. This will, of course, be added to the M4J Network playlist, so be sure to check that out. You can also check out the M4J Media website for all the updates on OpenTTD and the other series. Check out the M4J Patreon. Link is in the description down below if you do want to support me financially as well. It's always appreciated. I don't tend to plug it too much, but there are tier rewards based on the M4J network, so if you're interested in getting involved on that side of things, be sure to do so. What else can I plug? XVI as well, the company that I'm a director of. If you want to go check that out, we're a video game developer working on our first title at the moment. So yeah, feel free to check that out as well. But here we go. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. Also check out the Discord and the Reddit to do the same thing. Thank you very much, Frank. It is very much appreciated. I know how much you've helped with the channel growth as well, and like I said, it's very, very much appreciated. But yeah, thanks again guys, and until next time, and until next week, I will see you soon.